I welcome you Tales from the Ramayan with me, Dr. Ashwini Chube. Jai Shri Ram, and on this auspicious day of Ram Navami, I wish you and your family lots of happiness, good health, prosperity, and success in all areas of life. May Prabhu Shri Ram bless you with the best of everything and give you courage to stand up for your truth and to chase your goals while spreading joy in the world. The first tale from the Ramayana, which I'm going to talk about, has been very interesting. But before that, why this series? For the last 8 months, since August 2023, I have been reading the Ramayana, watching Ramayana, listening to podcasts from Ramayana. And the only reason I started because I felt very deeply connected to the energies of the Ramayana. And they also helped me heal my heart, heal my soul. Whenever I am in the state of reading, watching, listening to anything connected to the Ramayana, my soul feels absolutely peaceful and my heart rejoices with joy. The study continued because it made me feel very happy. It put me in the sense of joy and it healed me. And now I thought, what could be a better time than Ram Navami to start this series and to share my little knowledge, whatever I have learned. Please know that this is my knowledge, whatever I have learned, and I'm doing my best to put it out in the world and share it with all of you. This is from sources which I have accessed, including a reading of Sri Tulsidas ji's Ramcharitra Manas, listening to various podcasts, even watching television series based on the Ramayana, whether it is the old Ramananda Sagar ji's Ramayana or whether it is Siya Ke Ram. I think all of them have done beautiful justice to the epic and the glory. Wherever there is Ramayan, wherever there is name of Sri Ram, there is also the presence of Hanumanji. So I also believe that this particular series was something which I was guided to share with all of you. And here is the first episode of it. So yes, let's start first with the basics of Ramayana. We all know that Sri Ram, Prabhu Sri Ram was the incarnation, the seventh avatar of Sri Vishnu or Sri Narayan. But do you also know that Lakshman ji, his younger brother, was the incarnation of Sheshnag or Adishesha? Similarly, Prabhu Ramji's brother Bharat, was incarnation of the Panchajanya Shankha, the Shankha of Sri Vishnu. Whereas Sri Shatrughna, his youngest brother, was the incarnation of the Sudarshan Chakra. So when Prabhu Sri Ram incarnated on earth as its seventh avatar of Sri Vishnu, he incarnated as a human. Why did he incarnate as a human? Because his purpose of this incarnation was to slay the demon king Ravan, which we all are aware of. That was the purpose of Sri Ram taking birth. The Bhagavad Gita says that Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. The fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita says that wherever there will be tyranny, there will be injustice, wherever people will be tortured, Prabhu Sri Vishnu will take an incarnation to clear all the negativity, to clear all the destruction, tyranny, and to sanstapana of dharma, which means to establish justice everywhere. He will take birth. And Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, he will take birth in every yug. So in Treta Yug, he took birth as Sri Ram. His main purpose was to slay the demon king Ravan and establish dharma. It was his chief purpose. Now, Ravan had a particular boon from Brahmadev. He had done a very staunch tapasya to, to take this boon from Sri Brahmadev, where he asked for being invincible. And he asked that gods could not kill him, Rakshasas could not kill him, demigods could not kill him. But he did not mention that humans and monkeys, because he considered these two as very tuchha people. Like he considered these two as not so courageous, not so powerful species. And that's why he excluded human and Vanara from this boon. Now, looking at this, when Sri Vishnu took avatar as Sri Ram, he was in a complete human form, which means he did not have the divine abilities. Now, if you compare this to his avatar as Shri Krishna was in charge of the Panchajanya Shankha, was in charge of Sudarshan Chakra. There is a separate story about it, and we will talk about it some other time. But Shri Krishna had access to the Shankha and the Chakra too, but Sri Ram did not. And that was the reason Shankha and Chakra were born as his two brothers, Bharat and Shatrughna. Many of us are aware that Adishesha was none other than Lakshman ji. Also, in Treta Yuga, Sri Ram was the avatar of Sri Vishnu, and Sri Lakshman ji was the avatar of Adishesha. In the Dwapar Yuga, when Sri Krishna was the avatar of Sri Vishnu, his elder brother Balaram ji was the avatar of Adishesha. So when he took birth in Treta Yuga, he took birth as a complete human, which means he did not have the godly abilities because he was born as a complete human. Whereas Krishna did have the abilities, which he had divine abilities. And we know about the Sudarshan Chakra and the stories about how Sri Krishna slayed demons in the Dwapar Yuga with the help of Sudarshan Chakra. However, in the Treta Yuga, Sudarshan Chakra and Shankha Panchajanya Shankha of Sri Vishnu was Bharata, and Shatrughna was the Sudarshan Chakra. Now, this was something which I learned very recently, and I was amazed because I was aware of Adishesha as Sri Lakshman, but I was not aware of the Shankha and the Chakra. Now we look at their respective spouses. So, Ma Sita, we know she was the incarnation of Ma Lakshmi herself. We all are aware that Sri Vishnu and Sri Lakshmi incarnated as Sri Ram and Sita Mata in the Treta Yuga. Now, Urmila ji, who was the spouse of Sri Lakshman, she was the Naga Lakshmi. At the same time, Sri Bharat was married to Ma Sita's sister, Ma Sita's cousin, Mandavi, who was again the Shankha avatar of Ma Lakshmi. Now, Ma Lakshmi also holds Shankha, and she was the avatar of um, Shankha, as well as Shrutakirti, who was married to Shatrughna, was the respective counterpart of the Chakra, and hence she was married to Shatrughna. So, if you see the entire incarnation of the god and goddesses happened along with all their shastras and all their weapons and all their accessories, if I have to put it with to all people in the 21st century. Some also say that Shrutakirti ji was the avatar of flower. There are different theories about it, and wherever I have read, there are very, very different things which I've read. But the most common and the most logical story to remains that Ma Mandavi was the avatar of Ma Lakshmi's Shankha, and Shrutakirti ji was the avatar of the Chakra. Now, this makes the concept of twin flames, which is very common among the New Agers. A lot of people in New Age talk about twin flames, divine counterpart. And when I read this part of the Ramayan, I realized that this was exactly what today people talk about twin flames. They were two aspects of the same soul. So if it was Sri Vishnu and Sri Lakshmi, whether it was Adishesha and Naga Lakshmi, whether it was Shankha and the female counterpart and Chakra and the female, it continues to stay the same. All of them had taken birth with a purpose because they all were a part of a team which was taking the Lord towards his divine purpose. And it was not just the divine purpose of Lord Shri Ram, it was the purpose of everyone because everyone was supporting in their own way. Also, we know that Sri Ram and Sita Ma were separated during the time when she was abducted by the demon king Ravan. At the same time, Urmila ji and Lakshman ji were in separation because Lakshman ji went with Sri Ram to the exile, and this was the kind of sacrifice which all of these gods and goddesses, they underwent a lot of trials and tribulations. They sacrificed a lot, and the whole intention was the establishment of dharma. And this was, when I read about this, I realized that how powerful the life purpose was and how much each of them helped on the journey towards establishment of the dharma. I hope you enjoyed this part of the epic, the tales from Ramayana. There is more coming up, but on this auspicious Ram Navami, I thought we will start with this so that we get a good start and you all look forward for the next stories, which will be upcoming in the next few days. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful part of the Ramayan. Do let me know in the comments, how did you like this? Gratitude to all of you who are watching this. I would look forward to share more and more. And may Sri Ram give me more opportunities to share more to all of you from the Ramayana. Jai Shri Ram.